Right guys, I thought I'd show you my latest stove, which is the Firebox 5-inch foldable stove. It's the deluxe one, so it's got the extra grilling plates that came with it, and also the heavy duty nylon bag. Right, so have a quick look inside. Just to make you aware, it is used condition, so it's something that I've used quite a lot for the past 4 weeks. It's a heavy duty nylon. It's got a little pouch at the front there. I just keep a lighter in that. It's sort of described as like a tinder pouch, that, so you would keep materials inside that would obviously help you light the fire when you're using it for burning wood and twigs, etc. Right, so let's have a look at the stove. In fact, ignore the state of this. I don't know why they've given you a white bag, but yeah, it's covered in soot. Yeah, it would be better if that would have been in black material, but hey ho. That is the small grilling plate. These two, we'll come to them later because that's for some additional kit that I bought for this. You've got a cup ring there, and that's another plate that sits inside the stove itself. That is if you're using like charcoal beads or heat beads, whatever they're called, and that's the large grilling plate. So this is the stove when it's folded down. So they're not the lightest thing in the world. I think it's 1.2 kilogram. So yeah, they do a titanium version as well. You'll notice here that I've got 2 additional fire sticks. I purchased these separately. I'm glad I did because I do use them. So you'll notice that everything locks together. So these will slide out. Bit difficult doing this one-handed. There you are, just by magic. And then this will open up, and as it opens up, it actually pops off the ash pan, which goes at the bottom. And that's it. So you've got an additional vent there at the front. That's to allow the excess heat out, and you've also got an exhaust on the back. You've got an opening here and another opening on that side. These are to install twigs, and the idea is that you feed them this side and through there, and it creates a vortex on the inside, because what you're doing is crossing over your twigs and allowing the air through, and you just keep feeding your twigs into your stove. Obviously you can also drop them in at the top, and as this thing gets hot, everything becomes really tight, so obviously it expands, and I struggle to move that without having some additional support on that side just to weigh the stove down. But I'd rather have it too tight there than it just dropping down all the time. Right, so back onto the ash pan. This has 2 uses. One is to collect the ash, and the other one is to adjust the airflow going through the bottom of the stove. I don't know if you can see that. So let me put the fire sticks in place. I don't want to do this. In fact, might be able to start there. So that's the fire sticks that have gone through the other side. That enables you to restrict the flow of air when you're using twigs and wood. Notice, I don't know if you can see on the camera, that it's also not a true square, and I'm presuming that it's to make the stove fold in on itself. There's a T stamped onto every single grilling plate. And that means top. So that would go towards you at the top here. So for example, if I'm going to put this small grilling plate on, you look for the T and it goes into there. You got to remember that this is going to be obviously hot when you're using this. So the idea is to use these. Use them as a pair to help you put stuff on and off. It's a bit hard with one hand, but you get the idea. And then you'll notice there's a little small hole there, and that's just to prise the stove to one side, because it all locks together, so it's all sturdy. And again, that would be operated by using your fire stick. So again, to remove it, it just goes in there, pops out, and that comes off. I've already used 2 fire sticks for the dampener, and then I'm going to use 2 additional ones. And this is if you're using, say, like a transient alcohol burner or even a gas burner. You can lock it in between them 2 fire sticks. I've got a little transient burner, just set that simmering off. I'm going to place that in so you can see it fits nice and snug. And I've also got the Trangia gas burner, and what that does, it locks in the same place. That just goes through them holes. But for some reason I can't get this to fit snug, so it stays in place but it's not tight like that. So when I come to put my bottle on, it tends to, if you can see that, it tends to lift it up, so it's not locking it in brilliant. I think the reason behind it is that if you just look on the back there, it's got to go into them grooves. So them grooves are on the side, where if them pins, these fire sticks, were on the other way, it would probably lock in to the position more. But it's, yeah, just it's a bit sketchy as it is, but just be careful with it. I'm just going to drop this grill plate in. So you could use barbecue briquettes or heat beads on that. And then you've got your one for your cup. So I've got 2. I've got a Pathfinder one, I've got this TVS one, which both work really well on this system. Hello. You can use these as warming plates to go on the side. So if you're cooking and grilling food, yeah, it's a good little setup. So early on in the video, I got out these, and I said I'll come to these later. So the reason for these are scrapers, they're cleaning tools, they're also lifting prongs for this. And this is a Dutch oven, exclusively for the Firebox. And it has numerous purposes. This top section here, you can make waffles on. And all these indentations here, these little grooves, are for a purpose, and that is because, move it to one side, you can lock your stove in position. So I don't know if you can see that, the sun's moved round but the feet fit perfectly into them grooves, locking it in position. So if you were cooking on, say, something that's you want protecting, like grass or I don't know, something that's going to combust, that lid will absorb a lot of the heat, so it all locks into place. So you can actually use that as an oven. It can be used as a skillet on both sides. And also, say if you were cooking a meal in there, that can also be placed on top in reverse, and you can also do additional warming and cooking on the top of that. And obviously it is going to be red hot, so these are lifting prongs. You use two at once. Obviously I'm using this one-handed. You use the other one, obviously one-handed is for lifting that off. And also the grooves that you've got in there fit perfectly into here for cleaning. Any debris that you've got inside there. And also, I don't know if you can see that angle or not. There you are. It's got like a bit of a bevel, and also the sides are beveled, and that's so you can use that to scrape and go right in the corners. And clean all your food that's become baked on. So that's it. But yeah, cracking little stove. I think these go for about 85 quid. I got mine from the Bushcraft store in Enfield, North London. And I think this was about 80 quid as well, obviously including that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Thanks for watching.